Hello, hello. Good morning. Today is Saturday, October 8th, 2022. I am your hostess, Be Random. I'm already short circuiting, everybody. I'm already short circuiting. This is round two for part two. That's why you can't. That's why you can't spend too much time between videos. You forget to do stuff. You forget. You can't just do a one and done. Ugh, makes me crazy. Anyway, as promised, we are doing part two of our, we'll call it Surfer Adventure Small Business Tour. Because as I said yesterday, I spend my time in the Santa surfing locals community quite a bit, and put a shout out, if anybody wanted me to highlight small businesses in certain cities, states, whatever. Got a good feedback, so we're going for part two. Part one was yesterday. And originally I was doing them, in the order that people responded. But I have to switch it up a little bit because, we were on the West Coast yesterday. And one of the places that someone recommended was Walla Walla, Washington. So that's where we're going to go. And we're going to head on over to Walla Walla. And why he chose this was chosen by Herman Bowmiller, simply because the name Walla Walla, Washington was cool. And that's as good a reason as any to see what they have for us. So, before we say adios to the West Coast, we are going to head on over to Walla Walla, Washington. I did find some really cool places. And, Washington's just beautiful anyway, so it's always good to know of these places because, a lot of people travel, whatever. We don't, we're trying to get away from those box stores and things like that and do the small community support, the small business support, and it's always good to have places like this in the back of your mind. So if you're ever traveling and going through somewhere, you can find them, right? So the first stop is Midnight Oil. It is a soap company, and I enjoy handmade soaps. First of all, they're much better for you, but it's something that if I would have had the encouragement and support way back in my 20s. I mean, it wasn't that far back, but it was. I used to look into all this stuff. I wanted to do these things, and I never did because, God forbid you have your own mind and it doesn't fit in that 9 to 5 box of a matrix we were all shoved into. And, a lot of our parents did. That's what they knew. You get up, you go to work, you punch the clock, you punch out, go home, blah, blah. There's no room for creativity and all that. But, yeah, I did look into this stuff some years ago, and, it's something that I'm always fascinated by. So, this is a really cool story. She does have a reason why she calls it Midnight Oil. The owner's name is Kim, and she lives with her family on a small farm just outside of Walla Walla. She raises her own goats and uses the goat's milk for her own product. Um, I would imagine on her farm she grows her own herbs and things like that because she uses herb infusions and things like that in her product. Um, but she came up with the name Midnight Oil because when she started her company, um, she had little children, so she did all her work pretty much in the middle of the night, which, we get that term burning the midnight oil. So that's how she came up with her name, which is a really cool concept. So that's what she does. She makes handmade soap products, candles, lotions, sugar scrubs. It says other stuff. That's fun. You know what? I want to check that out. I didn't even see that when I checked it. Other stuff. Uh, Basically the odds and ends and stuff. Soap rocks, um, sage, lip balms, the bubbler. Oh, it's a bubble. Add bubble scoop. I don't even know. I'll have to look into that. Whirlywigs. Um, I honestly, when I was first looking into this, I did not even see this tab. That's kind of cool. Um, she does, like I said, she has, let me back up. All her handmade soap products and things like that. She has, I've never heard of a shower steamer, but I get the concept and everything, and that's something I'm definitely going to look into myself. She makes soy candles, and I did want to comment on that because if anybody's looking into making candles, soy wax is like perfect because there's something about the soy wax that really absorbs the essential oils, and it's like kind of the perfect combination. So, yeah, if you ever look into making candles, definitely try to find soy wax. Um, so anyway, yep, burning the midnight oil. She has bath bombs, bubble baths, sugar scrubs, lotions, shower steamers, showers end. I would assume that's something used for after the shower. Um, Shampoos, goat's milk soap. And then, one thing she did say was she has been studying like herbal medicine for over 20 years. So definitely check out her site. She has a blog, um, and like I said, we're like moving forward and people may not realize it. If you don't realize it, you will soon enough, and I promise you it's going to be a much different world in the not too distant future. And these are the kind of things we're going to be going for, the handmade products, learning different skills that have disappeared over time. And what people don't understand is this leads up to a better quality of life, also a healthier quality, whether it's your skin, whether it's what you eat, um, that sense of community, starting to interact more with each other again, um, supporting each other. And I think it's going to be an amazing future once we get there, which is why another reason why I'm trying to highlight some of these places because, we're trying really hard to break out of that matrix of the big box stores and all that junk and the mass producing, and, none of it's good for us. And mentally, physically, nothing, you know, and it's been done on purpose for those who don't know. And, I hope for those that aren't aware of what's going on when things change for the better, I hope you, just are going to be in awe of how amazing the possibilities are. So, that being said, also, once again, all the links for these businesses will be in the description box below. and that is Midnight Oil in Walla Walla, Washington. Moving on, we're going to go to Digital Heroes. Ooh, Digital Heroes, it's one of those, excuse me, independent, nostalgic, trading cards, games, the collector's toys, comics and graphics, things like that, right? And, there's stuff in here that, I know there's a bunch of collectors and traders and trade, not trader, not TRAITOR. I meant traders, TRADERS, collectors and traders. Um, and they have like more than just the sports card. They have the Pokemon, the Yu-Gi-Oh, the all that kind of stuff. The collectors, action figures like Star Wars and things like that. And you know, definitely check them out because there's still so many people that are interested in this kind of stuff, and it doesn't. I don't care how old or young you are. It does not make you immature. It just makes you, in my mind, more unique and creative and thinking outside the box and, just having that um, inner child, no matter how old you are, just, and something you enjoy. So that's Digital Heroes. That is also in Walla Walla, Washington. And to round it out, since, he chose that name because of the name, I got one for him. I found a place called, since we're doing names, Hot Poop. How about that? This place is pretty cool. It is the oldest independent record store in the entire state of Washington, and it's in Walla Walla. So, you don't find places like this anymore. Well, it depends on what kind of community, but, it's nothing you find on every other street corner. Excuse me. So, they have the vinyls, they have books and magazines, CDs, memorabilia, they have their online store, and what I noticed on their online store, it looks like, they basically choose things from their shop to sell on eBay, and that's what they'll post in their online store. They have posters, videos, vinyls. They have or clothing. Clothing is what I was going to say. Um, so definitely check them out because once again, you don't find stuff like this anymore. And one thing I did notice, I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. My daughter that's in college, she literally, people are starting to sell record players again, guys. And she actually bought herself a record player. And she was so excited about it. I mean, I grew up with records. I remember them. So, bring all that fun stuff back. But yep, this is their website. Come check them out. And just for you, Herman, we went with the name. It's called Hot Poop at hotpoop.com. How about that? So, moving right along, we are saying bye bye to the West Coast and heading eastward bound. Here we're going to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I think I pronounced it right or pretty darn close to it, I'm hoping. This was recommended by Salty Sandy. And so I found a lot of cool places here, honestly, but for the sake of one video, because I mean, honestly, I could do probably like a day long video for some places, some of the cities that I found. But, I'll revisit, different places or, wind up in those places depending on what I find. But this place is called Hands to Art, and I chose it because if you haven't figured out, um, small businesses, any type of small business I'm promoting. But when I have to do my searches, I look for something, maybe a little bit unique, maybe going by the concept of the business that might, encourage other people to think outside the box a little bit. This is kind of along the same lines of the Crafty Caterer from San Diego that I talked about yesterday. But again, they host parties, but you have to take your party to them. They have party packages, with a predetermined price point. So, you know, there will be like the host or hostess, picks the pottery they want in their party, within a certain price range depending on the package. And yeah, you go paint some pottery. And they also have this thing they do. If you have little ones, they do clay impressions. Your little one's hands and feet, which is adorable. Get your baby's hands and feet. And then they also have story time and summer classes. But again, it's just the concept. What I like about places like this, you don't have to be like some type of phenomenal artist, but it's like a stepping point. Like if it might create some type of artistic or crafty spark that you didn't even know you had. You might go to a party and thoroughly enjoy it and, being around people and hearing other concepts and ideas, and you never know where it's going to take you. And that's just really cool to me. You can get inspiration from anywhere, honestly. Moving right along, we are going to, again, it's the concept, the Culinary Stone. And why I chose this is it's like a lot of things under one roof, right? They have cafe, deli, wine. Why not, drink your wine? But what really intrigued me about this also was they offer cooking classes, okay? And they have two on-site chefs that teach these classes. So I'm gonna bring that up real quick. This is this month's example. If you enjoy cooking, this will like, teach you how to make a new dish or something you wouldn't have thought about. You know, Here is like uh, Malaysian night coming up on October 20th. You'll learn how to make a Malaysian dish, an evening in Japan. So if you're into foods, people like to say if you're a foodie, whatever, that's a good term. Just don't, I prefer it where it's not considered fast food. This is, when you learn how to do things from scratch like this, it's much healthier. And, I would only imagine the ingredients and product you're going to use in the class is much, much better. Excuse me. So, yeah, this is, like I said, this is all under one roof. And that's why I just love these kinds of concepts. If you have more than one idea, Is there a way you can incorporate it all together in some way, shape, or form? Again, breaking out of the matrix, yes, it's about keeping our dollars in our communities and supporting each other and getting away from the big boxes and stuff like that. But um, it's also kind of in a way like freeing your mind from, how you've been told you need to act or told this is the only way to move forward through life when there's so much more out there. And I think the more we start using our minds and our creativity and our imaginations again, um, it's going to be amazing what we come up with. Like, there's so many ideas I have that, maybe someday, because I'm not that old. Um, there's still a lot of things that just going through these that I want to try at some point when I can afford to, buy certain materials because, starting out, no matter what you do, um, you either have to start very, very small within your budget, which a lot of people do. There's not a thing wrong with that. Or depending on what you want to try, it can be a little costly for, the startup materials if you have nothing to start with. So, there's a lot of things to think about, and I have said there's some things that I really want to try, and I will eventually. So, rounding out quarterly in Idaho, I found this wonderful place, and it's not a place like if things offend you easily, and I'm just giving you basically a forewarning, okay? If things offend you, if like certain types of humor offend you and stuff, I do not recommend this. Now, if you're like the crazy, sarcastic, you know, don't get offended easily, this is definitely a place for you, especially if you like to give those kinds of gifts. It's not even that there's like a ton of product, it's just what they are. Like, I mean, they have these socks, right? Right here in front. This to me is super hilarious. They say your team sucks. It's funny. It's just sarcastic. I find that stuff funny. But what I wanted to do is go over here to the gifts because um, these just crack me up. Okay. This pouch says, "I will buy the shit out of that shit." I mean, I'm sorry. To me, that's hilarious. It really is. Um, why I don't know. It's just that's the kind of humor I have. And like this is cute. It's raking it in, and it's a money pouch. Get it? Haha. But yeah, just I mean, they're cute with funny sayings. Where else did I want to take you to? Um, it was the mugs. Yeah, like this. I'm silently correcting your grammar. Per my previous email, asshole. We've all been there. Thought that. Well, maybe not all, but okay. Now these stickers are funny. I went down to the word under the stickers tab. Um, you know, it's funny. Camping without beer is just sitting in the woods. Um, some of this stuff reminds me so much of my sister. It's hilarious. And like this, smart enough to know better, dumb enough to do it anyway. These are just like stickers, just a couple dollars. And like none of the stuff in here is expensive. I will say that. And it's like, um, this is gonna be like, this is the stuff I would gift my siblings, right? I'm the youngest, and but we're all like, 1 year after the other, and we're all like twisted in, some way, shape, or form. Just crazy humor. So, but these novelty gifts, this is what I was looking at for what I would, get my siblings kind of, right? Um, yeah, I would get something like the Pussy Poet, right? It's magnetic poetry is what it is. It's magnets with a bunch of words you can put together. And I honestly could see my brother's, well, my nephew, I could see like when he came to visit my brother, what kind of stuff he would put together on daddy's refrigerator. But just fun gifts that you don't find just around the corner. And I really wanted to highlight on that the Lucky Monkey in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. That is definitely going to be one of my go-to places as soon as I can for family gifts, to be honest. Oh, look, I didn't even see that. Hey, Santa, if you watch this, they have the Squirrel Poet. And maybe that's, just for you. That would be perfect for you. Look at that. I am here to wreak havoc. That's cute. I didn't even see it, and I've looked at this site several times since I found it. Check that out, Santa. Excuse me. You guys, I almost had my cough gone. And a couple days ago, it was so warm in the area where I live that I actually had to kick the air on to take the heat out a little bit. And just for a couple days. And then yesterday, it was so cold I had to kick the heat on to take the chill out. So that's the kind of weather we have going on in the bipolar Midwest right now. So, needless to say, with the weather fluctuating, my cough is coming back. But that's okay. I just feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad in the sense that, my health or anything. I just feel bad because while we go through these weather changes, I'm constantly coughing at you guys in my videos. I don't like to do it. I don't like it. Anyway, so yep, we're rounding out Idaho and moving eastward bound some more. We are going to Princeton, Washington, or Princeton, Wisconsin, and this was recommended by Rock of Faith. Now, let me tell you, uh, by this recommendation, I had to work for the places I found, and it's not that it necessarily is that places aren't available. It's a small town, and small towns have tons of quaint shops and things like that. But a lot of them don't have like, because I like to look at websites and research what they're about and things like that. And this little city was a challenge. A lot of people have like Facebooks and Instagrams. You can't really get their about, their backstories, what have you. So, and it's a very, very small town. So, yeah, he made me work for this one. But anyway, as I was scrolling through, one of the first places that I knew I wanted to highlight was this place called Chiefs Trading Post. There's all kinds of stuff here, and like I read the reviews, and they said there's pretty much something for everyone. It's unique. You can spend a lot of time in there because there's such a different mashup of what's going on. I mean, it's a trading post, so that says it all right there, different. So there's like metal lawn decor, concrete ornamental yard things, new and used things, but what got me was the unusual merchandise. I'm quirky. I'd spend all day in there. If it says unusual, I am there. What also I found, and this is another thing about owning your own small business, because you can do whatever you want. You can run it however you want. It's yours. It says right on the sign, their fall and winter hours are open by chance or by appointment. And I thought the open by chance was funny because I mean it's right there. Don't go complaining if you just decide you're gonna walk up and fall in winter and the doors are locked, right? So that's cool. But like I said, this place, and they also have a small animal attraction, very unique. But they have good reviews just because it's different. Oh, you guys, they have tons and tons and tons of boom booms, and what I mean by that is fireworks. Now, I don't know the rules and regulations or whatever, but if I got my hands on those kind of fireworks, I'd be sitting by that river and lighting up the night sky. They have tons and tons of fireworks. But what I did want to show you too, like they have a lot of the nostalgic stuff, obviously, and but what I wanted to show you was really cool too. Scrolling, I gotta scroll, scroll, scroll. This, all those nostalgic signs and things like that. I mean, there's a whole wall of them. And like, I've never been there. There could be like 5 whole walls of them for all I know. But, just the old nostalgic signage and, stuff like that. And let me scroll, scroll. Oh, look at the little troll. Let's see what else. Yeah, there's just so many interesting things. I'm trying to scroll down the sidebar. I mean, this is funny. I mean, that says fossil fuels to me. That's funny. Um, what's this? Oh, the concrete ornaments. It's just one of those places where you never know what you're going to find. I could spend hours in a place like this. I don't know about you, but I could. Um, yeah, look at this. Oh, I showed you that. This is a different angle of sorts, I guess. Oh, look at the little big boy. The little big boy. That's vintage. How cool is that? Really? I mean, so yep, that's Chiefs Trading Post located in Princeton, Wisconsin. So moving right along, we are going to Horseradish Kitchen and Market. Now, why I wanted to highlight this was um, they started out with a food truck and now they're in brick and mortar. So again, smart, smart. Start where you can and you never know where you're going to wind up, right? So basically, what I understand about this is, it's the restaurant and everything, but they also have like a music venue, a store, and it's just the vibe of the place. People go there for, obviously the food, but, when you combine the food, the music, and, the overall vibe, the positive energies and stuff like that. That's what these places, I mean, yeah, just awesome places to check. And then again, if you're ever, going through the area or vacationing around there, these are the places you want to find. They're unique. Um, you don't want to go to, I don't even know what kind of main restaurants are up there, but say, a Cracker Barrel or something like that. You want to find places like this. So that's why I wanted to highlight that because again, it's about the vibe, it's about what they offer, and, you know, just different. And they have like the shop right there where you can actually shop and, buy different products you won't find in a grocery store. So definitely check them out. That is Horseradish Kitchen and Market. I love the concept. And to end it, I found one more, and again, it's an ice cream shop, so there's that, which sign me up, right? But they have this whole concept to go along with it. First of all, the ice cream they serve is from the Chocolate Shop Ice Cream, which the factory for that is in Madison, Wisconsin, which is cool. They also serve pizza from Ange and Eddie's. So I looked into Ange and Eddie's, and from what I can tell, it's about 30 some miles away, but it's the Chicago deep dish pizzas. So, Ange and Eddie's um, is an actual restaurant also, but it sounds like, they purchase like pre-made, meaning, pre-made and then frozen without being cooked yet, I would imagine. But, when you buy them like that, again, they're not mass produced. You know, they're still fresh. You can freeze like really good quality foods. You freeze them and then take them out later, right? Um, so yeah, the deep dish style pizzas. So they also have like a music venue, tiki bar, but what they also do is rent tubes and kayaks to go down the river. So here's the thing, this is why this is such a smart concept. Because they actually, you can, I guess from how I read it is you can basically park there. They'll take you to the drop off point, and I guess it's like a 3 hour or so river ride, kayaking and tubing, whatever. So, they said you can either, grab something to eat before you hop on the river, and then the end point is actually at the ice cream shop. So, or you can, eat after because that's your drop off point. But here's what I'm thinking. You could spend a whole day with these people because say you go, yeah, you're gonna get your ice cream, whatever, your little snack, and then you're gonna rent your tubes or kayaks, you're gonna go for that river run, whatever. Well, you had a little snack. 3 hours later, you're hungry. Your drop off point is at the ice cream shop where you had that little snack. Well, now you're really hungry and you want pizza. And then maybe some more ice cream. And then, they have the tiki bar and you can listen to live music and stuff. That's like a whole day in one place. Well, except for like, when you're on the water, but that's like a whole like chill kind of kick back kind of day, right? I mean, that would be like an awesome way to spend the day, especially if you're just traveling. Or, even if you live there, just, kick back and chill for a day. That they have everything. They have everything for a chill day. Ice cream's chilly, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I wanted to round everything out right there. That's going to end this series. I might do this again because I had a lot of fun looking for places. of, we will call it the Surfers Small Business Adventure Tour. Um, and that being said, we are going to be, yeah, I'm going to totally sign out. I want you guys all to have a good weekend. I love you all. Bye.